The Minuteman Intercontinental Ballistic Missile, or ICBM, is an element of the nation's strategic deterrent forces under the control of the Air Force Global Strike Command. The LGM-30G Minuteman III program started in 1966, and included several improvements over the previous versions. It was first deployed in 1970. The Minuteman is a strategic weapon system using a ballistic missile of intercontinental range. Missiles are dispersed in hardened silos to protect against attack and connected to an underground launch control center through a system of hardened cables. Launch crews, consisting of 2 officers, perform around-the-clock alert in the launch control center. A variety of communications systems provide the President and Secretary of Defense with highly reliable, virtually instantaneous direct contact with each launch crew. Should command capability be lost between the Launch Control Center and remote missile launch facilities, specially configured Airborne Launch Control Center aircraft automatically assume command and control of the isolated missile or missiles. Fully qualified airborne missile combat crews aboard Airborne Launch Control Center aircraft would execute the President's orders. The Minuteman weapon system was conceived in the late 1950s, and Minuteman I was deployed in the early 1960s. Minuteman was a revolutionary concept and an extraordinary technical achievement. Both the missile and basing components incorporated significant advances beyond the relatively slow-reacting, liquid-fueled, remotely controlled intercontinental ballistic missiles of the previous generation. From the beginning, Minuteman missiles have provided a quick-reacting, inertially guided, highly survivable component to America's strategic deterrent program. Minuteman's maintenance concept capitalizes on high reliability and a remove-and-replace approach to achieve a near 100% alert rate. Through state-of-the-art improvements, the Minuteman system has evolved to meet new challenges and assume new missions. Modernization programs have resulted in new versions of the missile, expanded targeting options, improved accuracy and survivability. Today's Minuteman weapon system is the product of almost 60 years of continuous enhancement. Thank you.
The Trident II is a submarine-launched ballistic missile. It is an improved version of the previous Trident C4 with greater payload, range and accuracy. It was first deployed in 1990. These intercontinental ballistic missiles are used by the United States and the United Kingdom. The United States Trident II missiles are carried by 14 Ohio-class submarines, while the British missiles are carried by 4 Vanguard-class submarines. The most advanced ballistic missile in the United States Navy's arsenal, the program's price tag comes in at more than $53 billion. The Trident II is a 3-stage solid propellant missile. It has a range of 7,800 kilometers with full load and 12,000 kilometers with reduced load. So even though the Trident II does not have the longest range comparing with other ICBM, submarines armed with these missiles can always approach their targets in order to reduce their flight range. The Trident II is a very accurate missile. It has a SEP of around 90 meters. It is guided on the target by astro-inertial navigation system, but can also receive GPS updates. The Trident II missile not only has impressive range, great payload and is very accurate. Another major advantage of the Trident II over other ballistic missiles is that it is submarine-launched. It makes these ICBM extremely deadly. At the same time, positions of stationary silo-based ballistic missiles are known and are targeted by hostile nuclear missiles. So ballistic submarines with Trident II missiles have a high probability of surviving the first strike, once the country has been attacked. Each United States Ohio-class submarine carries 24 of these missiles. Because of their longer-range Trident II missiles, the Ohio-class boats have patrol areas in waters either close to the United States or in the remoter parts of the world's oceans, making virtually impossible effective anti-submarine measures, the more so as the boats are acoustically very quiet. It is worth noting that United States controls most of the world's water area with its fleet. It allows these submarines to remain undetected on their patrols. Thank you.